peaceful, hopeful, bright, safe home. This is Mount Morris, a quaint village perfect for any business seeking to expand and or build a reputation that will inspire present and future generations. Hi, I'm Dylan Geesey, a student at Oregon High School, who's looking to improve the economic opportunities in our area. Mount Morris has a powerful history and now presents an opportunity for the future. The village is committed to attracting your business. During the 19th and 20th centuries, Mount Morris was a powerhouse of the printing industry and was full of a diverse blend of businesses. 3 companies, cable news, cable printing, and Watt Publishing, worked together to make a news empire in the early 1900s. For a bit of background, I'd like to introduce one of our village leaders, Rob Urish.
Rob Urish is my name. I've been a resident of Mount Morris since the late 40s. The village of Mount Morris and its major businesses really began in the late 1890s. 2 brothers, Harry and Harvey Cable, they grew up in Lanark, but they came to Mount Morris and they started a little print shop. They eventually moved into commercial printing magazines and catalogs. The other 2 businesses in Mount Morris, the Watt Publishing Company and the Cable News Company, really were offshoots of the cable printing and the Cable Brothers businesses. In the early 1900s, Watt Publishing came into being. A man named Jim Watt and his partner A.A. Yoder were employees of the Cable Printing Company. They decided they wanted to go into business for themselves, so they bought a magazine called Poultry Tribune. That company morphed over time into a large publisher of agricultural magazines. And in its peak, I believe that they probably employed something on the order of 150 to 200 employees, not all of them located in Mount Morris. I believe they had an office in Alabama with 15 or 20 employees and an international division in Holland. The Cable News Company began in the early 30s. It was a division that the Cable Brothers and their printing company, as they were printing magazines, started to distribute the magazines that they were printing for their client publishers. In those days, the magazine distribution channel was such that Cable News would finance the printing of the publication and sell the magazines then to regional wholesalers. So those 3 companies really were the backbone of Mount Morris for at least during my formative years and the years that I have subsequently spent in Mount Morris. At their peak, there were probably 2,000 to 2,200 jobs that they accounted for, employing people from all of the surrounding communities: Oregon, Polo, Byron, Stillman Valley, Rockford, Freeport, Forreston.
Besides the large businesses, Mount Morris was full of other unique shops and smaller businesses.
As a child growing up in Mount Morris, I remember that the main street of Mount Morris, Wesley Avenue, was full. Literally every storefront had a business in it. There were 2 drug stores, there were 2 men's stores, 3 or 4 women's stores, a couple of hardware stores, literally every store on the main street and the side streets were full of flourishing retail businesses.
The village is ready for growth. People arriving here will be astonished to find a vast array of housing opportunities in addition to affordable buildings for business establishment or expansion. Local residents will welcome new businesses here. With its location being central to major cities, Mount Morris offers convenient access to rail and freight transportation, major interstate highways, and commercial and private airports. The Mount Morris area offers a pool of skilled factory workers in addition to experienced managers and supervisors. Mount Morris has some financial incentives available. To talk about some of the financial opportunities that the village can offer, I'd like to introduce Phil Labash.
My name's Phil Labash. I'm the finance chair for the Village of Mount Morris, a village trustee now for going on 2 years. And I can tell you that our community is very interested in working with you regarding the potential to locate your business here in Mount Morris. Let me tell you a little bit about the things that we've got that I think make our town attractive. First of all, When you look at water and sewer rates in the surrounding community, you're going to find that our utilities are very competitive. Secondly, we definitely want to work with you when it comes to incentives, and we've got a track record and a history of successfully bringing businesses to Mount Morris through incentives that we can offer. Those incentives typically fall in 4 areas. First area would be property taxes. Second area would be sales tax incentives if you're a retail type business. The third area is typically utility abatement. And fourth and finally, one of the most important areas would be our 2 TIF districts that locate in town that are adjacent to each other. Now those TIF districts are made up of property that has available buildings, and it's also property that's available for greenfield development. I think you'll find overall we are welcoming the business, and we're really excited about the potential of working with you here in Mount Morris.
Mount Morris is a tranquil village with a prosperous background and promising visions for the future. Village officials are eager to speak with you. Calling the Village Hall for a visit and tour of the village area will offer a unique experience in a beautiful place. Mount Morris needs you and welcomes you.